What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, and I'm back at y'all with another one. So many people hit me up, and they say I'm hating on Shakur Stevenson for telling the truth. So I want to clarify something that people simply are not computing, and they just don't understand, right? And that's, I never said that Shakur Stevenson, and shouts out to my brother Claymore Rain, because my brother, my co-host Claymore Rain, when we start back up, that's my brother, that's my co-host right there. With that said, me and Clay was just we talked for like an hour on the phone. I was in the gym putting the pain in, me and Clay just talked for an hour. Go subscribe to my brother Claymore Rain. With that said, Clay said something that we was discussing a few things, and Clay said, I said, right now, Shakur is not confident that he can beat Devin Haney. And Clay said, you're right. But we can't confuse him not being confident with beating Devin Haney with him not being able to beat Devin Haney. Or he won't beat Devin Haney, right? And I said, right. Don't confuse fear with not being able to unalive you. You understand what I'm saying? Don't confuse the two. You know what I'm saying? So with that said, I said this. I simply stated that Shakur is not confident right now that he can beat Devin Haney. He's confident. Somebody hit me in the inbox and they said, man, just say you dragging it, you going around it, man. You don't want to say that Conor Benn is just not as skilled as Devin Haney. When I said that Shakur's willing to fight Conor Benn at 154 initially with no rehydration clause. Then he said he'd do it with a 10-pound rehydration clause. It's not about, so somebody brought up Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence situation, right? Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence situation was never about the fight itself. Their situation was about finances, contracts, money. Terrence Crawford wasn't talking about physical attributes of Errol Spence being a detriment to himself. No. Terrence Crawford was simply talking about, I just want to get paid. That was the thing. It was all business. It was all politics. That's the major difference, because people said, then you had to come back, you had to apologize to Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford's situation with Errol Spence was about the politics and the business of the sport of boxing. It was never about the physical attributes. Who's bigger, who's stronger, it was never about that. And I said that Terrence Crawford had all the skills to beat Errol Spence. I said that from the beginning. I said that just the level of competition as time unfolded before the fight took place, I felt like Errol Spence was getting the necessary experience to be able to deal with the versatility of Terrence Crawford, and that proved to be wrong, right? But what I'm saying is, in this situation, physically, Shakur Stevenson is concerned with the abilities along with the size of Devin Haney as to why he's not confident that he can win this fight. He's not. He said on the Breakfast Club, for the right fight and the right big fight, I'll move up in weight. Devin Haney is the biggest fight he can make to move up in weight and have fight. And Devin Haney has fought in and around weight classes that you fought in. Conor Benn has not. Conor Benn has fought at 154, 160, and catch weights and all types of stuff, right? 47. Devin Haney has one fight at 147. Outside of that, Devin Haney's fights have been at 135, 140, and he became a champion at 147 in his last fight, his first fight against Brian Norman. Okay? The reason that this is the biggest fight in boxing is because Shakur Stevenson can win the fight. That's why people want to see it, because it's the two of the best fighters in the world. Two top 5 pound for pound best fighters in the world. It's mental Shakur Stevenson is not confident. He said, I'll move up for the right fight. Well, isn't Devin Haney the right fight? That's what he said on the Breakfast Club to Ock. When Ock, he said, I'll fight Conor Ben at 54. And Ock said, what? And he said, yeah, I'll fight Conor Ben at 154. And he said, he's a big boy that punch. He said, nah, they ain't got about nothing to do with size. It's about skill. And he said, for the right fight. So Charlemagne asks him, would it be difficult to move up? He said, no. You just got to train a little bit harder. That's what he said. Then he said, would you, he asked him, would you lose your speed and your agility and your elusiveness? And he said, no. Proper preparation, like Terrence Crawford with Canelo. Then he said, for the right fight, I'll move up and fight anybody if it's a big fight. Well, that's simply not true, because he won't move up for Devin Haney. He's just stated that he's not moving up for years. He said in a few years, I'll be moving up. Years. But you just said you would fight Conor Ben this year at 147 or 54. So that is just a clear indication that he's not confident in his abilities to beat Devin Haney, because he views Devin Haney as a much better fighter than Conor Ben, whether he says it or not. We clearly know from his conversation, his statements, what he's thinking about. He views Devin Haney as a serious threat. This is what me and Clay was just talking about. And Clay said, as he should. Right. But see, the problem is people like himself that said Lomachenko beat Devin Haney. Devin Haney got a gift decision. So many people have downplayed and discredited Devin Haney's skill set and abilities for so long that when it comes time for these situations, it just looks asinine, because I thought he can't punch. I thought he can't take a punch. You understand? But the fighters know Devin Haney is a great fighter. That's why Keyshawn is saying Devin Haney's the biggest fight in boxing with him. How could Devin Haney be the biggest fight in boxing if Devin Haney ain't good? How? So Shakur understands that Devin Haney brings physical attributes to the game and to the fight that nobody else brings. He understands that. He understands that 147. Again, I told you guys, when he first said this about Conor Ben, what did I tell you guys? I said he just put his foot in his mouth, because now people are going to demand that he fights the best opposition there is at that weight class. Didn't I tell y'all that? I said he just put his foot in his mouth, because the Conor Ben fight don't happen. And even if it does, now you stuck. If you fight and beat Conor Ben at 147, now the world's going to demand that you fight those fighters at 147 and above and beat them. They're not having anything less. It's the same thing with Tank Davis. Once Tank Davis beat Mario Barrios at 140, we quickly understood, hey, you could fight those guys at 140, because Mario Barrios was the biggest 140-pounder in the division at 6 feet tall. So we understood. Now you can fight the Regis and the Josh Taylors of the world. But the difference is skill set, people. It's skill set. And Shakur understands. Shakur is telling you how great Devin Haney is every day that this drags on. He's telling you every day. But y'all don't want to give Devin Haney credit, because y'all got so much disdain with these narratives that have been created against him. That's what happened. Now everybody has egg on their face, and instead of just admitting, well, Devin Haney is a great big fighter. Like that saying goes, great big men beat great little men. Shakur ain't a little man, but let's just say that to be the case. That's what happened. Shakur is not confident in his ability. He said for the right fight. The biggest fight to make in boxing right now is Shakur versus Devin Haney. And Shakur gonna get paid buku amount of cash to fight Devin Haney. And Devin Haney is not a knockout artist. He's a skill fighter. He's a finesse fighter. So what is the problem? It's not like you going up there and fighting Mike Tyson or Jerron Boots Ennis or right? Some brutal one-punch knockout artist he's not that. He's a finesse fighter, right? That can't take a punch. The worst thing that happened to Shakur Stevenson, I'm telling y'all now, is Keyshawn Davis fights Devin Haney, and Devin Haney outclasses Keyshawn Davis. That's the worst possible scenario for Shakur Stevenson. That is the worst possible scenario for Shakur Stevenson. I'm telling y'all now. I'm telling you now. If Devin outclasses Keyshawn, that's the worst possible outcome Shakur can possibly have. I'm telling you. He will forever be in Devin Haney's shadow until he fights Devin Haney and actually beats Devin Haney. I promise you. He will forever be in his shadow. There is no, unless he gets the Tank Davis fight, which we know ain't happening, unless he got the Tank Davis fight, there is nobody he can fight. People are going to demand the Devin Haney fight, or they don't want to hear how great you are. I'm telling you now. That's the worst possible scenario for Shakur Stevenson. I tell y'all these things all the time, but it takes y'all too long to catch up. Y'all need to stop playing mustard because it's taking too long for y'all to catch up. Let me know what y'all think, man. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. I'm gone. Peace.